Yesterday night on the full moon, Cancer full moon, I spent the evening working on some drums, a new technique, which for anyone that saw it, you probably would have thought it was a simple technique, because it was. It's just that it's not the way that I've been programming drums over the last few years. Now, when I was doing electronic music, you could say it was very similar technique, but actually miking and sampling my own drum kit and putting it in that way and then doing the processing was what was new. I left it last night without any bass, just some guitar and a simple beat, and it was quite messy and it wasn't sounding that great. But today I've had the opportunity to continue working on that and start scoping out the full track. I also had my friend that come round who's right into it at the moment, so we went through some arrangement bits and I actually ended up taking some layers out because it was a little bit messy in places. So once he's written the melodies and everything else, I can then go and tidy that up and put maybe some more guitar layers in and everything else, and maybe even play the melody that he's singing on guitar. But I wanted to give you a little bit of an update, right, because the drums are much cleaner now. They're sounding better, which is good. So track's a very simple track, and we're keeping it simple for now whilst he writes to it. That has been my aim over last night and today, just to get it to the point where I can send it to him and for him to write to it without too much going on. I have a tendency to add too much musically whilst he's writing to things, and it's always better and easier for him when there's less in the track. So that's one thing I'm learning. So let's dive into it. I just wanted to show you where it's at, basically. You've got the reference from last night of how those drums were sounding, and the way I went with it is that I ended up taking the lows and the highs out of the drums I done last night and laying them up with some new layers. This was a layer of drums that I worked on last night. Very simple beat. Now, if you hear it with the layers that I've added since, you'll hear how it's found its place. So I'm sort of like using it as I've sampled it, and it's giving some of the live feel, but I've laid it with some drums that are more on beat, right? I've gone through, copied the pattern over, I've consolidated everything so it's now in one clip, but I did go through and do it all hit by hit like I was doing last night. So this is how it's sounding, just the drums at the moment. As I said, very simple. So when I play that in context, I've also added a bass line since last night. So I've now pretty much got the demo form of the track ready to be mixed. And as I said, maybe some more layers will get added, some more details, and filled out the track once he's written to it. Here we go. So as you could hear there was two other guitar layers. What I've done today was I've played the same chords but as power chords, following the original acoustic guitar chords that I'd done last night. So that's doubled up now. I've got one pan left, one pan right. So I also did have a lot more leads going on earlier. Some nice riffs and licks on the guitar, which sounded quite cool, but there was a lot going on and very messy. So they're the sort of things that I'll add back in once that we've finished the vocals and the song's written, and we can put them in place where they need to be. And as I said, just do some more of the details. At the moment, I've just left in these reversed and little transition bits which come from those lead guitars. Here's an example. Very scratchy. There you go, that's a better example there. How that sounds in the mix in that little moment where the drums come out. So it's now starting to feel like more of a finished track, ready for mix and the vocals to be done. I wanted to do this update because last night it did feel like I was leaving it very messy, and that's because I had. I uploaded that video regardless, more of as a test with the screen record and everything else, and I thought I might as well upload it and show this part of the process, but I was very aware that I'd left it musically and production wise very messy and rough, right? So it's nice to give a little bit more of an update of what it's like one day later, having continued on and have some hours spent on it today. And yeah, I'm excited for how this track comes out. It's giving me a summer feel. I heard a snippet of my friends writing to it earlier and it worked really well. I like the way that he was singing it, in the style that he was singing it suited it really well, and in that initial moment I had that good feeling of, yeah, this is going to work well. We've got some festivals in the summer to be doing. I imagined it straight away in that setting, and that was exciting. So I'm looking forward to this track being finished off. Sort of like a summery pop indie type track, right? But very acoustic and yeah, just simple, lots of space at the moment, which is good for him to be writing to, and we'll see where we go with it. Maybe I'll give another update in the future, and I'm sure you'll hear it when this song is done and out anyway.